even cut my hair and change my name. Cause we all just wanna be big rock stars and live in hilltop houses driving 15 cars. The girls come easy and the drugs come cheap. We'll all stay skinny cause we just won't eat, and we'll hang out in the coolest bars.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Speed Talk podcast. We got our inaugural guest here, Jake Timm, joining us again tonight. Jake, welcome back, man. How you doing?
Good. How are you guys? Thanks for having me.
Ready for
You bet.
Vital this week?
Yeah, we're getting there. Uh, got bodies on this week, and we're just waiting on a wrap. So we're wrap them tomorrow and load up and head out Wednesday morning.
What's the drive out there?
24 hours.
Holy shit.
Oofta.
Yeah, it's a ways. We're gonna go 12 and stop at a casino, and then do the other 12 next day.
So now when you're out there, how long you there for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Jesus.
But then you're gone for how long after that?
So we go from there, and we got like 2 days to get to Florida. And then we're there through I think February 21st or something like
Holy
that. So
Holy
we're gone
crap.
like 6 weeks. Yeah.
So when you're down there for that long, Jake, are you staying in the hauler the whole time, like buying groceries, or are you staying with other racers, racing out of a shop, or like how does that all work?
Um, I mean, a lot of times we'll stay at racers' shops if they're nearby, but when we go to Florida, we don't know anybody that's close by. So, like last year, we actually flew home. We had like 2 or 3 weeks off, I think. I think we had like 3 weeks off last year. So we flew home and parked the rig at somebody we knew, somebody that was recommended to us, and just left our rig down there. Flew home, flew back, but this year we only got like 10 days off, so um, we're just gonna probably stay in the rig and I don't know, probably maybe get a rental car or something and find stuff
Go
to
do
do.
some stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll probably just hang out.
That's
So
gotta be a long stretch.
kind of go through last year. So first year racing World of Outlaws full time. This year you're starting off in Vado at the or excuse me, not Vado, Arizona at the Wild West Shootout. Gonna roll into the upcoming World of Outlaws season. What was one of the biggest things you learned last year racing as much as you did with the caliber of drivers you did, and what are you taking into this 2026 race season?
Um, I would say like some of the biggest things are just like going straight. I mean, we raced more modified than we had in a while, and like didn't race late model at all in 2024. And then to just like hop into the World of Outlaws, it was um, we knew it was going to be an eye opener, and it was like it's just such a different caliber of like if cars setup wise, like the chassis are just so different. Like what you can do and everything is so different. Obviously, you're learning just a whole new rule book and all that stuff. So that's big. But honestly, the biggest thing is just driving, like just um, getting so comfortable to where you can just push things, as far as you need to push things and drive as hard as you need to drive and all that. So, I mean, that's the biggest thing is just having a season under our belt. We'll get to some of these places for a second time instead of a first. Pretty much everywhere we went last year was a first. So, get to some tracks for a second time. Just continue to try and grow and learn and yeah, just see what we can do.
Like
There's some
kind
tracks you're excited to go back to that you hadn't been
Um,
to before.
yeah, I would say Fairbury for sure.
Oh yeah.
Volusia. I wouldn't say Volusia is like one of my favorite tracks, but like you race there for 6 nights, so that's like one place we're gonna go. Where like I got 6 races on that place from last
of.
year, and just it's just so you don't realize how important it is to understand a racetrack and like its transitions and just like how it progresses through the night until you just go to new places every single night. It's like, the track's one way in a heat race or time trials and you go out for the feature and it's completely different and then changes 2 times in the feature. So like just kind of understanding that stuff and maybe some setup notes and things like that we can take back to these places is big.
Let's say, I feel like that'd be the thing I'd struggle most at if I was with the tour racing type of stuff is like even racing at Fountain City our whole lives,
Yeah.
sometimes you can't keep up with how that place is going to change from throughout the night. So like, yeah,
Yeah.
going to some of these different places, obviously, definitely difficult.
Racing at Fountain City and Deer Creek, I mean, like all of us have raced there so many times. But you can kind of tell where the track's going to go throughout the night. You go up and take a peek at it, watch a heat race, and you kind of know what's going to happen, right? Unless they do some sort of significant prep. Even when they prep it, you can almost know when you race there so much. But, and, that gives you an advantage. Like it might give you 1 or 2 or 3 laps advantage just to know where to be quicker, and those laps can make such a big difference in a race.
Yeah, you might pick off shit nowhere to go those first 3, 4 laps, like you said, and you might pick off 5, 6, 7, 8 cars, couple rows of cars, and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
now you're in the ballpark and you're
yeah. I mean,
racing for the win.
I've watched you do it in modified. Just find a lane faster than somebody. I know that night at Deer Creek this year, you broke in your heat, I think, and you got second, right?
I think that one night
It's the night
passed.
Zach won.
Passed 20. I passed 20 cars. Yeah, I started 23rd and I got third.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I
just
just
where
started
to be,
rolling the
like
bottom. No one was racing running the bottom, and
exactly.
I was just creeping, and I
There's
passed
nights
20
at Deer
cars.
Creek, you can go out there and you can look at that bottom and be like, that's going to be good. Well,
Yep.
the other, I mean, 75% of the rest of the field, it takes them half the race to find it, and it's such an advantage understanding a racetrack, you
Right.
know. I mean, we seen it last year when we came up to Fountain City and Deer Creek and like Cedar Lake, especially. Like I ran better than when we were at places I
Mhm.
didn't know, So
Well, you've raced how many? You've won and raced how many times there in a modified, and you know. I mean, regardless
exactly,
if it's a modified or a late model, you know how the track's going to transition. You know what it's going to do within reason. It's just
exactly,
different cars, so you have that knowledge versus someone else that hasn't raced there as
right,
much as you have, and I'm sure you feel. I'm sure it's the opposite on some of these tracks where you maybe have only raced that once or twice, but you're racing against maybe a Bobby Pierce or a Nick Hoffman or God knows who else that maybe has raced that track, 6, 7, 8, 10 times in the last
yeah,
3 years of doing the late model stuff full time. So,
yeah.
um, I guess my question for you, did you have kind of a notebook night to night, like where to start for like hot laps, time trial, where you kind of needed to be throughout the night in transition to put yourself in a position to make the show and challenge for, top tens, top fives stuff throughout the night, like where you needed to be at?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what you're building throughout the year, like your first year especially, because like obviously I don't know where to start a lot of these tracks. I mean, I've I have good people I can ask that can give me some advice, but a lot of times they ain't been there either, or haven't raced there or whatever. So um, you just kind of got to figure it out on the fly, and that's where going back to some of these places this year, like I'll be able to look through my notes, and a lot of nights you learn just what not to do, and maybe show a different direction, or some nights you do better and get better throughout the night, and you can kind of start out there or work off it.
Yeah. And I can imagine like anyone can say, for example, Bobby Pierce, oh, he's so lucky, he's always up front, but like they have such a regimented system from night to
Oh
night,
yeah,
it seems like. And to race against someone at a caliber like Bobby Pierce, um, how how do you get to that point, Jay, going into your second full-time season? How do you continue to compete with a guy like Bobby Pierce, like Nick Hoffman? I'm missing a few
Any
others,
of
but
them,
what what's
Shirley,
your what's
Gustin.
your surely yeah, any of them? Like, what's the mindset night to night going into it to be like, hey, I'm gonna line up next to you and I'm gonna blow your doors off and drive away from you.
yeah. I think the biggest thing is to just try and maintain confidence and just believe in yourself more than anything. You go out there and you get your butt kicked a lot of nights, and it's hard to stay confident. And I mean, we all know how important confidence is in a race car. I mean, it's huge. I think in any sport, it's so big to just be able to play confident or race confident and not necessarily second guess yourself or think twice about things. Like just go out there and do it. I'd say that's the main thing. As far as trying to get to Bobby Pierce level, man, I mean, he is unreal. I mean, you don't see. I mean, he's Bobby's been doing it since I think he was 12 or 13, and it's just hard to match that kind of experience. It's always going to be, and then having his dad, in his back pocket, setting it up and kind of running the team that way. I mean, it's just a unmatched duo, really. But then you see like, Ricky Thornton Jr., I mean, that guy's just one of a kind. He just hops in a car and I mean, it don't matter what it is, he's good. So
He's
to
just
see what
got
he's
that
done in a
feel. He
late
can,
model, yeah,
yeah.
like to see what he's done in such a short period of time in a late model is kind of unreal. Like I don't know if we'll ever see that again. I don't. He's
Well, it
such a
just proves it can be done, like with the right opportunity, the right driver that's
yeah,
got that feel. I mean, it doesn't matter that he hadn't had, 500 nights in a late mile model prior to those last couple seasons. Like he
yeah,
just got in it and he had the confidence and he
yeah,
opened eyes. And I think, you're a perfect example. You're more than capable of doing something like that. It just takes, quite honestly, time and, like you said, confidence. And I think as you continue to build your confidence, we're going to see on dirt vision, there's going to be those nights where we're seeing quick times, heat race wins, and ultimately contending for your first World of Outlaw win. I
I
mean,
hope so.
you almost did it a couple years ago.
Yeah,
It's gonna
I
happen.
hope so, man. I mean, that's the goal. Is just yeah. I mean, to get to that point, like you say, get to Bobby Pierce's level, man. Hell, I just like to win one, and just randomly race for one. Like, uh, just to get to that point is so difficult. There's only room for so many Bobby Pierces and Ricky Thorntons in the world,
Right.
Right.
Right. But
What types of nights do you think you need realistically or like consistently to like go from track to track? Like, what do you think would be just like, I guess, money wise in the sense of like you got sponsors, you probably got the World of Outlaws guys help with all the race teams and stuff like getting to each track, but like, where do you need to finish usually for anybody on the late model touring level to like keep going track to track and not just be burying, a hole in your pocket or something like that? Like what,
Financially, what do you need to
yeah.
get to the next
yeah,
race?
yeah,
Well, I would say, I mean, a lot of people kind of told me what it costs to do it, and after doing it 1 year, I got a good idea. Like, I would say to do it the way I'm doing it, where you got one crew guy, and we try and save money where we can and things like that. Like, you're probably talking $400,000 no matter what, and that's with your winnings and everything. Like, that's just what you spend outright. Um, I would say, I mean, that's so obviously you just gotta minus your sponsorship, be able to get to 400,000 or
yeah,
more if you got multiple crew guys and things like that. But uh, like for us, top tens really, top tens, and then try and get into like if you can get into the top eight in points, the points payout's pretty good, so that
yeah,
helps a lot.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I would say my goal this year is to just try and be in the top 10 a lot more and try and stay a lot more consistent that way. But you start getting into seventh, sixth, seventh, and up, the payouts really they go up from there quite a bit. So um, that's where you can maybe start investing back in the team and trying to just make it bigger and better.
Right. I wanted to ask you, Jake. I feel like you had a stretch this year where you kind of hit on some stuff. There were a couple nights I want to say you set some quick times, you had some heat wins, and it was just like you had a stretch there where it was like, shit, Jake kind of found something, and then it was like, I don't want to say you fell off again, but
Yeah, we
what
did.
what transpires in those, what was different in those 5, 6 nights compared to the other nights, you think? I mean, was it just shit was rolling, or what do you think?
Um, I would say we did find like some stuff that was working for us at that point in the year, and definitely helped us a little bit. And I don't know, you time in good and you're confident, things are just rolling. I mean, it's racing. It comes and goes in waves. It didn't matter. It didn't matter if it was modifieds or whatever it was. I've always just had like just waves
Hmm.
throughout my career where things go good for a while and then they go bad for a while. And we are just on one of them stretches where things were just working out. We were timing in good. Everybody was confident. We weren't wrecking nothing. Um, and then really what happened is we had a kind of a stretch after that where we had some bad luck with engines. We had like 2 or 3 nights where we lost engines and had to switch cars, and that just messes you up because the car is different. Don't matter what, like you got one car tuned for a racetrack, like you can't have the other one. It's not out there tuning in as you go. But that, and then we were running some older engines just to get by for a little bit there. Um, and it was almost just lost confidence. Just things weren't going as good. We were working our tails off just trying to get on the racetrack, and after that it was just Charlotte and kind of a stretch of tougher races. So I mean it was just a lot of different things. Just racing, it goes in swings, and there's a lot of different factors. So
I think it's tough too with what you do, like what you got to do every night at the racetrack with, and we talk about it all the time, just like timing in, and even like the average fan probably doesn't realize what it takes at that level with that field to be behind the eight ball right away, like to start your night. If something even were to go wrong and you couldn't, get a good lap at all, just I don't know if people really understand how hard it is to dig out of those holes. Even in like the USMTS stuff, it's really hard to be it's hard to start deep in those fields. Like people are
oh
just
yeah,
too it takes
so
too
many good
long to
cars.
pass one guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's just so much talent out there. You can't start behind the eight ball. And yeah, I mean, like I said, there was a little while there where we were running a motor that it really needed to be freshened, and it was a smaller one to begin with, and I think it was hurting us in time trials, and we were just starting out behind for a while. They're just trying to stay on tour and maintain your points and all that stuff. So yeah, like the weekend of Swainsboro, we went down there with one engine, completely lapped out, like just trying to get through that weekend. Um, and it's swingy, it's racing. When things ain't going good, it seems like it just snowballs. So um, hopefully we can pick up this year on a high note and get rolling.
Right.
Hmm.
So with one question I got for you, Jake, and I was talking to my dad about this yesterday. We're talking about Ricky Thornton because he was racing the Tulsa Shootout this weekend in one of those little micro sprints. We talk about how those guys that do it full time, they really don't get much of a break. I mean, you start up in second weekend in January, you're racing your tour all the way through November, get about what, a month break, then you're invited and racing at Gateway, and then you get another couple week break, get through the holidays, and then you're right back into it. How do you keep your stuff fresh throughout that timeline? Like you talk about, racing as much as you do and keeping motors fresh. What's the process there to keep stuff fresh? Like how many nights are you or maybe not nights, how many laps are you running an engine before you're pulling it, sending that down to I assume get freshened, put another one in? What's the time frame to get that one back in the car, run that X amount of nights? Like how did that all work this last year?
Um, as far as the engines go, you get about 1,000 to 1,200 laps on them. So I don't know, that's 8 to 10, 12 races maybe. Um, so yeah, you're constantly changing engines and these things, and if you're lucky if you don't have any failures, so there's that on top of it. But as far as maintaining equipment, it's real difficult. Like having just me and Spence, it's a lot. Like I used to look at teams that had 3, 4, 5 crew guys and think, man, I don't think you need that many to get by. But like I totally understand it now. Like if you ever want to not be kind of stuck working 50, 60, 70 hour weeks throughout the season, like you got to have that many guys. You got to split things up. But just getting started, I mean, it's all just part of it. You got to put your time in and pay your dues. So I mean, yeah, we really don't get an off season because like you said, you get that month between Charlotte and Gateway, and then we get a month between there and Arizona, and that's your off season. But those are some of the busiest weeks you have, just because that's your only time to like rebuild a deck and like completely go through a car and change times and do all that kind of maintenance that you don't really get to do week to week throughout the season. So uh, it's real difficult. Yeah, and I mean Gateway's like I always say Gateway's the most expensive race to go to, and it's the most work by far. I mean, we just changed trailers, like we got all our spare parts out of our trailer and into a different trailer, and then you're changing your wraps and putting new bodies on and building 18 extra right rear deck pieces. Like it's more work than anything going
Yeah.
wrong. But man, it's a blast going to it. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
Once you get there, it's fun.
what was your kind of overall thoughts on Gateway this year? I mean, I feel like you were in a position to you ran better this year than probably any years past, it seemed
Yeah,
like. I mean,
yeah,
you seemed like you're in a lot better position to make the big show and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely had more fun this year than the past years. I mean, the past years we ran all right to a certain point, and then we got hit or caught up in a wreck, and it just ruins your weekend at that point. But this year we stayed pretty clean, and yeah, I actually went out for time trials this year with no brakes at all. Like we had a caliper go out in hot laps, and we changed it, but we didn't get time to bleed them, so I had no brakes. And I'm sitting there waiting to go out on the track, and I see Mike Marlar's fuel cell sitting on the racetrack. I got no freaking brakes, and I got to go out here and do this. So yeah, I don't know. I was real happy we were able to dig ourselves out of that qualifying hole because I think I timed in like 20th, but um, I was happy to get ninth that first night, the qualifying night, and then yeah, like you said, I thought I'd have myself in a position to get in and start next to JD. I was debating two things. I was like, okay, he's either gonna respect me, and if I can beat him into that corner, kind of hold him down, get my nose in front of him, and maybe try and win this, or I just give him first and just concede and kind of let him slide up and get away. And I tried to race him, and he came in and he was just it's gateway. He's just get out of my way, basically.
I've never seen the late models drive more just like screw you, like I need
Yeah,
this position
yeah.
than this year.
I mean it's frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. Like I've went to that race every year my whole or since I started doing it, and there's always contact. Like that race just promotes it. It's so the track's so small and it's so intense and everything. Like there's always contact, but like I feel like the last year or two, people go there like with the mindset that respect is just out the window, and we'll just
Yeah.
I'm going where I'm gonna go, get out of my way type
It's the
stuff.
dome.
It's a dome, and like as a racer, it's gotten real frustrating in that way. But I get it. It's for the show. We know what we sign up for, so
Right.
Just junk your $70,000 race car, but hey, it's the dome, baby.
pretty much, yeah. Hopefully, the t-shirts make up for it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe Marlar's car when I saw that.
Yeah,
I
dude.
think the
Him and then Elberson
I
with
was
like
gonna
the
say Garrett
nicest looking
Albertson
thing. Showed
Albertson
up
was
at
right
the
before me. I see his whole deck lane on the
just
race.
explode.
oh the coolest, the such a sweet looking ride. Probably the most work went into putting
Yeah, I was gonna say
that
probably the
car
most
together.
time put into any car
Yeah,
there.
And
Yeah.
it
yeah.
got
So yeah, I wadded
just
up right away.
and then he wadded up it got wadded up again.
Yeah, he
He
had
had
a
a
tough.
lot of work. Yeah.
That's what I was worried about going there because late models are a lot of work. Tear a nose off a late model, that ain't fun.
Oh,
So
Oh man.
it's a blast. So love Gateway.
Yeah, no,
So it's a love relationship, but a hate relationship a little bit with all the
Oh,
body work and stuff that
100%,
goes into it.
100%, totally. Like everything about it sucks until you're there and you enjoy the weekend, and
Yeah.
it sucks after that too. You got all that work to fix.
Get home, you're like, oh, I gotta fix all this now. My car looks like
Yeah,
when Sunday morning rolls around, you gotta drive home and your shit's just wadded up.
oh, just junk. And like us, we got Zach's trailer, so we gotta wash that in the freaking 20-degree weather, and yeah, it's just not fun.
Right.
After.
What would you say, Jake? What was your favorite memory from 25? I mean, what was your highlight kind of your year?
um, hmm. I don't know. Honestly, I would just say that stretch you talked about, like that was, I mean, that was fun. Just things were rolling and we were running good. We were timing in good. Like it was just that was a fun little stretch there. I wouldn't say any night specifically.
Dude, I will
Um,
say when you qualified real well at the USA Nationals, that was pretty sweet.
oh yeah, that weekend was fun too. That was fun.
So you
Except
started in like the top four, didn't you? Or
six, right?
yeah, but I was leading that dash race, which was cool. So I was leading that, and then yeah, that got put in, or whatever happened there, whatever you want to say happened there, and
oh, that's right.
yeah,
Yeah, I forgot about that.
yeah,
I just remember a guy at Deer Creek talking about give and take coming off of turn two, and I just couldn't help but think that the 58 car was wanting to do a lot of taking versus a lot of giving, and that was
yeah,
just unfortunate because you were both in
and
the show.
On
yeah.
the
I mean,
front row, they
I
were
could
both
see
going to
it.
be on the front row.
I could
Yeah.
see if
For
it was like
100
a heat
laps.
race
Yeah.
or like or like yeah, just
but not a dash. It'd have been
the
like,
dash
oh,
race
I'm
where it literally doesn't pay anything. Like
watch that. I was like, are you shitting me? But Jake's
yeah,
in the front stretch, Jake's in the front stretch wall, and he started on. He's leading that race for the
Yeah,
start of
because
the
that was
tour.
the start on the pole of the Nationals, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Well,
But, no,
No,
that was a cool one.
that weekend was fun, but yeah,
That the stretch you were talking about, that was like World of Outlaws and Summer Nationals, right? It
yeah,
was a little bit of
Mhm.
both.
yeah. We were struggling really bad. Uh, I would say, I guess real bad. We were struggling real bad in World Outlaws, and then we went to Wilmot. It was the first race of that swing for the Hell Tour, and I remember I timed in dead last. Like that Wilmot place, I do not get around it. I don't know what it is with that place, but we went there twice, and I was terrible. But I timed in dead last, and we missed the show by like one spot, and I was like, oh man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this, you know. And then it was like whatever. We went the next race, and I got second at Davenport, and it was like, I mean, just total swing of emotions. Like the whole team, like me, just, I mean, it just completely changed our perspective on things, and really got us on a good little stretch of runs there. So I don't know, maybe that night if I had to pick a night. I will say the Jamboree was fun because I kind of went into it thinking it was like my last Jamboree, and I had a lot of fun with friends and just having a good time at the racetrack. But
right. Yeah, I can't beat that weekend at the old Deer Creek.
I
no,
bet
I love the Jamboree.
bet if the weekend freed up, you could probably find a mod somewhere to drive
Hmm.
at the
If
Jamboree.
I'm not racing that weekend, I'll be there hanging out and watching. I can promise you that.
Oh yeah.
Do
That's the
you
one thing I don't like about late model racing is those fun weekends that we don't get to be a part of now. So I'm gonna miss that stuff. But I don't know.
I've always wondered, Jake, like in the
We'll
world
hold
of
it down for
Outlaws,
you.
like what's the like is everybody pretty like tight knit? Like do people get along pretty well? Like or is it kind I don't want to say is it kind of like clicky, but like does everyone kind of get along? Like are guys out drinking beer after the races, hanging out, or is it kind of like business, load the doors up, get out of there?
No, I would say it's very similar to where we come from. Like I mean, it's a good group of guys. Like everybody gets along, and you know, after if we're at a 3 day show, people are out drinking and hanging out afterwards. It's not. I mean, it's serious when it's race time. Like it's serious. Everybody's in game mode, but no, afterwards everybody has a good time. It's still fun, and you still get that aspect of it. It's just not with the people I grew up racing with, so it's a little different vibe, but it's still a lot of fun, and everybody's, it's a lot of good people out on the road with us. Yeah.
Is it kind of cool being on the tour with Dustin? Just
Yeah,
like where
no,
you both came from?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, we park next to them everywhere we go, and obviously our families are friends and all that. So it's nice having somebody that's like that you're that close with on the road for sure. It definitely makes it easier, especially when you're gone for long periods of time and stuff like that. So um, yeah, no, it's fun.
I
You
feel
Really,
guys
like you
ever
guys,
bounce stuff off each other like from night to night? Like if one's doing better than the other and one's struggling, are you like, man, what are you doing tonight? Like, what do you help each other out in that sense a little bit, or
a little bit, yeah. I mean, like when I was running good there, he was struggling actually a little bit there, and yeah, he would come over and he'd ask for help, and same goes the other way around. If I just feel lost on something, I'll just be like, hey, what are you doing here? The thing is, we're both so young, like it's not like asking Jonathan Davenport for help.
right? Yeah, you're both trying to
Nothing against
grow
Dustin.
and
It's just
get.
we're both very inexperienced and
Yeah,
don't have anybody on our team that's been doing it for a long time. So yeah, we're learning together.
yeah. You're kind of. I guess you could say you're in the trenches together, trying to figure
Yeah,
it out and work your way up towards the top to win those races and be throwing your head in for wins. So no,
for
that's
sure.
super cool.
Yeah,
it's
no,
cool to think about the mod guys that are even just on that tour, like Gustin, Dustin, and you.
yeah. I
Just
mean,
like some of the top
yeah,
USMTS
Dawson and
guys.
Troutman, they all came from mod. I mean, not
Yeah,
yet yes, but just worked their way up to the mod ranks.
right.
And I always think it's such an advantage to grow up where like Shepard and Pierce did, where like they just hopped in late models and they could go race Fairbury and Farmer City the way we raced Deer Creek and
Right.
Right.
City. So it's cool to see guys come from a different class and be able to still make it work.
Right.
Would you say, Jake, when you hop back in your modified, like, does it mess with your driving jumping from the late model to the mod, like, or not, or can you not really tell?
Um, it does for sure. Like if you race them in the same night, it for sure does. Like the first two or three laps, you're like just trying to get back in the groove and kind of feel the car again. And but like week to week and stuff like that, I used to not think so much, but uh, racing, I think we ran like 65 or 70 late model shows last year, and we ran like 10 or 15 mod races. It definitely felt less comfortable hopping into mod just those few nights. Like it just, I don't know, it's just, you got to be so comfortable in a race car, you just kind of lose it. But um, I don't know.
What
I
would
wouldn't say
you
it's huge, but it's definitely there.
what would you say is the biggest, like as far as like feel goes, like obviously, you're on a bigger tire, you got more power, but like as a race car driver, like what's the difference in feel from your late model to your modified? Like I understand, like I said, that you got more aero with the late model and whatnot, but like what do you feel in the seat?
Um, Wheel spin is a lot bigger deal in late model. Like there's just like modifieds, you don't really ever want to wheel spin that much. Um, I feel, but in late models, there's times where you do want more wheel spin, and then there's times where you don't. And um, well, like in a late model, if you kind of get a little too sideways, or you set your corner entry a little wrong, like that, the whole rest of that corner is just like wasted. Like those tires are so big. I don't know if it's just when they get unhooked, like it's so hard to hook them back up until you get to the next corner. So where modifieds are a little more forgiving that way, I would say. Um, Outside of that, just the aggression, like the late model guys are just so aggressive. Not that modified guys aren't, but there's just, I mean, if you miss one corner or just make one little mistake, like your nose is getting ran over.
Right.
And you can't even blame them. Like it's just how that racing is. It's how it's evolved. Um, and you kind of got to blame yourself for putting yourself in that situation. But I
As
don't
far,
know.
I've always wondered, like as far as like obviously like in your modified, like you guys run a ton of left rear drop. Like maybe the late model is dropping out that far and you just can't tell with the big tire and whatnot. But like, do the late models feel like they get up like your mod do, or like is it or no?
No, no, not at all. They feel flat.
That's what I wondered.
Like
Like
they just feel flat. You don't feel them like you don't feel like you're looking at the right front or
right,
anything.
right,
Yeah, yeah, they just feel like a stock car kind of.
yeah.
And I mean, with the droop rule, like they literally can't um have that much drop. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
probably like compared to my modifieds, how it might be 70%. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No,
Wow.
I've just always been curious what one of them feels like. I remember talking to Jack Sartain, said he drove one once and he said it was just like driving a go-kart. He said you just point it and it
Yeah,
goes wherever you point it. It
yeah.
just stuck.
They stop fast, they go fast, they side bite. I mean, it's like I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Everything you
Driving
want
a
in your
modified with
modified.
studs in the tires, like I guess.
Right. Staying on the mod deal, Rage X, that's kind of you and Harley, that's kind of this new venture for you guys. Just take us a little bit, through that deal, how that all kind of transpired.
Yeah, I'd been helping probably I don't know 5 or 10 guys with rage cars for I don't know the past 4 years probably in a modified, um, and just kind of I kind of had like my own little twist, right? Like I got different 4 bar plates, different rod lengths, like different set of shocks, just a lot of stuff different from a rage. So like I'd get a lot of people reaching out that want help with their rage car, just try something different, whatever it may be. And going to late models, I just knew I wouldn't. I mean, we're leaving for 6 weeks. Like I just don't have the time to help those people like I need, people that have invested in rage and in my program and stuff like that. So um Harley's been running good, and I don't know if you met Cole, his crew guy. Uh, he's pretty smart. Like he knows his way around a race car. So I got to know those guys a lot better throughout the year, helping Harley, and really Cole's the one I worked with the most. And I was like, man, this guy's smart. He understands it. Um, and basically, I said I had this Rage X thing. Like I had it all set up to try and do it myself at one point in time, and it just we didn't have the time, we didn't have the space. It just wasn't feasible for us. So I had it kind of all ready to go, and I just talked to him and I said, hey, like he's got such a passion for racing, I was like, this could be a good opportunity for someone, and it could help me out at the same time, and help out the customers and stuff that have invested in it to begin with. So
Hmm.
um, yeah, just I don't know. That's kind of how the partnership formed, I guess, and he's real excited about it, and Harley's excited about it, and so um, I don't know. It's a pretty cool deal how it worked out. Just being so close to each other in Winona, and just it all kind of just fit, I guess. So
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I mean, the biggest thing was just I wanted to help. I wanted to continue to help Rage and Justin O'Brien. They've been so good to me throughout the years, and I didn't want to just kind of turn my back to all that stuff. So
Sure.
uh, yeah, just try and stay involved and keep helping. And I mean, Zach and Parker got our cars too. Like I don't want to just walk away from and not be able to help them or give them advice and things like that. So just to try and stay involved to a certain extent, and have maybe some better customer support and customer service. Like you might be able to go to those guys and get a body now, as to where you couldn't get that kind of stuff from me. Like all I could do is help you over the phone. Really, I just didn't have time or space to do anything else. So yeah, pretty cool deal, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
I see he's got.
Awesome. That's super cool.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, the first Wasota car was just came in the other day. I saw you had a video out. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah, no, they that's actually I probably shouldn't say who that's for until I let
Yeah.
them say that, but yeah, no, it's cool. We got some people that I've known throughout the years that have invested in it early, and they're excited about it. So yeah, no, see where it goes. I'm excited about it, and happy to work with those guys, and just hope the best for them.
Yeah. Jake Jerome, what's the story there? How'd that all transpire?
So Jerome, uh, the actual name stems from a gorilla that Gorilla Mill actually has, and they take to trade shows. I'm sure you've seen it in pictures. I think I took him to Gateway one year. That's where the name comes from. The guy behind Jerome is Jeff Mateka. He's been friends with my dad. He's been like family friends to us for as long as I've been alive. Him and my dad actually started racing together. It's a funny story. You guys want to hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
So this is how my dad got into racing, and Jeff. Uh, Jeff was racing dirt bikes, and my dad was racing go karts. My dad literally had an apartment in the cities, and he was like building go karts in his living room in his apartment to race. And Jeff walked into his office one day after he moved back to Winona, and said, "Hey, let's go buy some race cars." Like he was ready to be done dirt bike racing. Dad was ready to be done go kart racing. Like let's go buy some race cars. So they literally went to the Wasota 100 at Cedar Lake, watched the races, found some dudes, and offered them money for their cars after the races. Like just picked their cars out, watching them race, and just went and literally bought them. Like made offers on them and bought them after the
Load them
race.
on
Like
my trailer.
my dad literally bought a guy's whole setup, his truck, his trailer, everything, like turnkey operation from the Wasota 100 after the race. And that's how it all started. But anyways, Jeff's been a race fan for a long time. He just retired from his business and sold his business, and he just likes to travel, and he loves racing, loves the sport. He knows us, and he just wanted to get involved again. So he started coming with us, and he actually pulls our t-shirt trailer all over the place with him. And he's an entrepreneur. Like he's been an entrepreneur his whole life, right? So he wants to like turn this t-shirt business and just make it the best it can be, and make our team as marketable as possible. And we had this old gorilla costume, like it was like a cheap $100 Halloween costume that we maybe brought out once or twice a year. And we just had some friends that would hop in it for a little bit and mess around. And he's like, he looked at that thing, he's like, I ain't putting that on. He ordered this huge gorilla. I mean, it's 10 feet. You guys have probably seen it, I'm sure. Um, I mean, it's massive. Like I can't even describe it, but he likes getting in that thing and he loves, helping the team any way he can. And like I said, he's an entrepreneur. He wants to help advertise for us and help us succeed. And we're super appreciative of Jeff and all he's done. And yeah, he's just, the Jerome thing is so cool. People just love it. Like the kids at the racetrack, they just eat that up. I don't know. It's a good thing for the sport. It's a good thing for us, and we love having Jeff with us. He's a good dude.
And it's cool because like you stick out from any other World of Outlaw driver because of that damn gorilla.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I see no, seriously, like
100%.
I see that thing every time it's on Dirt Vision, they scan over to that dang gorilla and time trials are giving you like that's
Yeah.
cool. And like Gorilla Mill, I'm sure, as your sponsor, like they appreciate seeing that. Like it's cool. Like people
Oh
are like,
yeah.
what the hell's the gorilla about? Then they read into what's Gorilla Mill and what, that's the best thing I
Yeah.
would think you could do for sponsorship is market their business. Like, I think that's
Exactly.
awesome.
And I mean that's Jeff to a T. That's what he loves to do. He's got a passion for business, and he just saw the opportunity and he took advantage of it. And like I said, it's a great thing all around. But yeah, no, it's cool. It's really fun.
It's
Talk
awesome.
about what about your relationship with the actual Gorilla Mill team? What's that like?
It's been awesome, honestly. I mean, this is year 5, I think we've been together, and I mean they've really helped us scale this team like exponentially. Like I'd only ever dreamed of racing at this level, and I mean they've just been with us every step of the way. Like you just when the time comes and we want to kind of invest more in the team and grow it and go to the next level, like they just didn't bat an eye. They're ready to help us do it, and just I'm so grateful for him. Couldn't be out here doing this without him. So super appreciative of them. And on top of that, they're really cool people. They're awesome. They built a company from the ground up. That's I don't know. It's I think it was 20 years ago, 30 years, 20 or 30-year-old company. And I mean, it started in a garage, basically just making tools on a little manual machine, and they've turned it into a massive business that's worldwide. So, um, just cool story, good people. Yeah, just super appreciative of them.
Where are they based out of?
Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Oh, they are Wisconsin. That's cool.
Yeah. Packer fans.
Oh, hey, yeah.
And they're definitely like they don't. I've seen some of their marketing and ads. They're no woke bullshit. I mean, they're
Oh
just
no.
like
Yeah,
straight
yeah,
up
yeah.
fucking call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Tell it how it is. I love it.
I mean, you
I've
just
seen
gotta
some
love
of their
that.
marketing posts, and I it's good when you got balls like that in business.
Oh
You
yeah.
just say it how it is,
And the
man.
cool
Like
thing
Yeah.
about that is like, remember Mullins' deal after the whole, all that deal happened, like how much
Yeah. Same
business
same deal.
mhm.
Yeah.
it's crazy how many people stand behind that. Like when a business says something that, I don't want to say maybe shouldn't be said, but something that could be controversial and they're not afraid to see it. Like so many people get
Yeah.
behind that. That's awesome.
And I mean, it's the right industry for it too, right? Like
Absolutely.
Right.
those who just eat it up, you know.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, I can tell a story about it actually. They went to a trade show a few years ago, and that's when uh then what's the NASCAR deal?
The Bubba deal.
No, the Joe Biden deal.
Oh, the
Oh,
FJB. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
FGB.
Yep.
They actually made a NASCAR. You know that they made the NASCAR signs that said that, or "Let's go Brandon." That's what it
oh,
was.
Yes, let's go,
yeah.
Brandon. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
they made the NASCAR sign that said "Let's go Brandon." They put that on a necklace and put it on one of their gorillas at a
That's
trade show.
awesome.
And they got a citation for it from the trade show. And then
Oh
they
my God.
took a picture of the citation and they were making fun of that. So like, you know, you gotta love that. I mean,
Right.
it's funny. It's
Yeah,
that
if
comes
they're
out
already
dead
paying all that
serious,
money
and
to
they're
be
all
there.
laughing.
What's another citation to add to the marketing expense?
What's the citation at a trade show? I
Yeah.
mean,
Jake, I gotta ask you. I want to open this up here a little bit. You don't have to say any names or any, but what's the wildest thing you've seen on the tour yet? Like, it doesn't even have to be racing. Just there's gotta be some wild stuff that goes on in these tours. I mean, you guys gotta find stuff to do. I mean, there's gotta been some wild stuff that's gone on. Like I said, don't have to say who or what, but
man, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'll be honest. Everybody really. I mean, we drink and have a good time, but there you don't see many people getting like way out of control. I
yeah.
guess at Volusia last year, uh, we actually blew an engine and we were changing engines. And I mean, it's like 4 in the morning. There's like 20 drunk dudes. Like they put two trash cans out, literally right behind a cart where we're changing engines. They put two trash cans out and like made a rate. They just kept racing around it, like ran a track in with four wheelers and dirt bikes and all this stuff. And I mean, they are ripping this thing, drinking, like just I mean, they're not just going around it for fun. Like they're racing hard. They're like hitting knees on dirt bikes and like pit bikes and like all this. And I mean, we're changing engines. There's sand flying everywhere. We're kind of getting pissed off, honestly. And this dude goes out there with a huge four wheeler. Like I don't even know what it was, but just he's trying to race with them, and he rolls. I mean, flips the shit out of it, right? And there's two dudes on it actually, and one of them got kind of hurt. But I mean, he's like laying on his back, and they're like, "Dude, you all right?" He gets up and he's limping back to his trailer, and that kind of shut the whole racing thing down right there. But I don't know that as far as like anything too crazy. I mean, I didn't see nobody get arrested or anything like that.
Yeah. No, I was just curious. I mean, like you said, you guys are like when you go down to Florida, you're down there, or Vado here. I mean, you guys gotta find stuff to do. Like you can only go to so many casinos, I would think, and like play
Yeah,
top golf. Like you guys have just gotta wander and find stuff to do when you got those long stretches, I would think. And I'm sure
yeah,
there's some funny stories, but
yeah. No, I mean, a lot of times it's just no different than hanging out at a campfire at the jamboree. Just
right.
people drinking and having a good time, and maybe wiping out some pit bikes, stuff like that.
Jake, I gotta ask, if you're at Volusia and you
Yeah.
have the opportunity to wrestle an alligator, are you gonna do it?
No, absolutely not. Maybe the
I
little.
made a bet with Rodney Sanders on Snapchat because he posted one on his story, and I said, I'll buy you a new set of American Racer tires for your car if you wrestle that fucker and put it on your Snapchat story." And he said, "Hell no, LOL." And then he made a Joe Dirt reference, and we both laughed because if
Turbo
you've
got
seen Joe Dirt, you know the alligator scene.
Yeah, didn't Turbo get
yeah.
a citation or something? Or
That turbo got in trouble. So at Volusia, there's a lake, like literally in the middle of the pit area. There's a lake, and there's two alligators in there. There's like a little 4 footer, and then there's a big one that's probably like I don't know 8 feet. And everybody knows about them. Everybody knows there's two alligators there. And he pulled the little one out of the lake by the tail, and he got in trouble for that. I don't know what ended up happening, but yeah, I remember a big news story about it. And I don't know. We were messing with him last year a little bit, but he didn't touch one, so that's good. Don't need to be losing fingers out here.
yeah.
No,
Jake, on the Outlaw tour, is there one guy, um, like you're starting on the front row, like who's the absolute last guy you want to see starting next to you? Like not maybe not like I feel like it's pretty easy to say like Bobby, obviously, but like is there someone you race against? How should I say this? Is there someone you race against that just like God, I don't want to start next to this guy. Not that he races you dirty, he just might race you harder. Like, is there anyone that stands out?
Turbo
Turbo.
all
Turbo.
day, all day, dude. If Turbo's on your inside, watch out.
He's cleaning you out.
If he's coming, if he wants to get up, he's coming up. It don't matter. So definitely Turbo. He races hard. Yeah.
you guys had a pretty good heat race at Cedar Lake last year, if I remember right, under Vision. You guys were throwing some elbows.
Oh, I don't remember where we might have been.
It was, I think
Deer
it
Creek we
was,
were one time. I know.
was it Deer Creek or I thought maybe it was Cedar Lake last year, but I could be wrong. I think it was last year at the USA Nationals, and you're running good.
Yeah, you might be right. I don't.
They probably all start to mesh together at some point,
Because
don't they?
he
Yeah.
gave you
Yeah.
one, then you gave it right back, and then he gave you one back harder, and
Yeah.
then I think that was that.
No, it's a boxing match when you get him. You know, he ain't afraid to wipe his quarter panel out. But at the same time, he's one of the best dudes in the pit area. Like,
You can't not like him. I'll
no,
be totally honest with you. I was not a Turbo fan until the year at Gateway when he won, and I just seen more of a like personal side of him that I'm like, I think this dude is probably a better person than most people make him out to be. He just has his circle and the people he chooses to fuck with, and if you're not in
yeah,
that circle, like
He's
fuck
just
you.
like, fuck
Like
you.
he just
Just
yeah,
like,
exactly. And he said
yeah.
told us on our, but he gave us the time of day on our podcast, and he was like a super down to earth, just shit kicking boy like most of
No,
us are, you know, and
he's
I
an awesome guy.
appreciate that.
He's an awesome dude. We were at Boot Hill, and he was parked next to us. And in time trials, I ripped my whole deck out. Like I'm talking T-bar ripped off, hanging off the bumper, and like, I mean, we had like in these late model races when you get to where you got one support class and they run you first. I
Mhm.
mean, you go time trial and then the other class hot laps and you're heat racing. So I mean, we had like 15 minutes to get this deck put back in, and he came over and his crew guy like, I mean, he worked his tail off helping us get back out there.
that's
He's
cool.
he's one of the best dudes in the pit area for sure.
It's good to
But
hear
on the racetrack, it's a different story.
that. That's what you were saying though. When it comes race time, it's like it's serious.
Oh,
Like
it's
it's
serious.
just
It don't matter who you
yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, Jake, like your plans for 26, obviously, you're running with the World of Outlaw boys. Um, going into your second year, what do you think you have to maybe attack differently or just maybe approach differently to maybe try to find, I don't want to say find some more success, but what do you think you have to do maybe a little bit differently this year just to be a little bit more successful now that you've been on the tour, for a full season, you kind of know what the grind's like, you've built your notebook maybe a little bit. I mean, what do you think you just have to do different?
Um, I mean, I would say the biggest thing is driving and confidence and driving harder and racing people harder for position and things like that. Just overall confidence is probably the biggest thing as a driver. But there's a lot of times last year too where I would just over adjust the race car. Like, uh, I mean, the Longhorns are just like they're so at standard. They're so good. Like they're just so they have their stuff so dialed in at standard that just like it seems like anytime you get too far away from it, you just kind of end up out to lunch. And I mean, a lot of times what I thought would be, not that big of an adjustment turned out to be a huge adjustment and just kind of got us out of the ballpark. So, I mean, that's a big thing for sure. It's just kind of understanding the race car a lot better and not get myself in bad positions like that. Like you're almost always better off just staying closer to standard if you're second guessing yourself on something, that type of stuff.
Yeah, it seems like when you get off, you always end up going back to where you were at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just like in the modified, I could make pretty wholesale adjustments at times. And I don't know if it was just maybe because I had done it. I've been racing mod for so long and understood that adjustment so much better, or simply just the window or the margin for error is that much smaller in a late model to where, I mean, you are battling over 2 rounds on your rods or, one or two turns here or there, or a couple clicks on a shock, things like that.
Is it still like going from obviously you're very intelligent with your modified stuff? Does it translate much? I mean, going from the mod to late model as far as like, hey, I'm too tight on entry. Like, does it translate what you're changing on the race car or is it completely different?
I would say a lot of the basic stuff, like, wedge makes you free your end tire off, like like lead placement type stuff. Like all that's pretty similar and all the basics are the same. But anytime you start working outside of the box, no, I'd say the theory's gotta be a lot different, just I mean, not just the car difference, but even like the rule difference. Like, I mean, really a droop rule makes just completely changes the game. Like it just totally limits what you can do in some aspects and makes other aspects way more effective, at the same time. So, um, that really what the stuff that worked for me specifically in a modified is not stuff that I can even explore in a late model. So
Right.
I really got to find your niche outside of that, at least me anyway.
Right. Do you think if the droop rule they took that back way, do you think it could make for better racing or do you think it'd be worse?
I think it'd make for better racing. Um, I don't know. A lot of people think the arrow thing is what's making it or what's ruining racing. I don't know. Just the thing about the droop rule is it puts everybody in such a small box that, like I said, everybody is like, maybe a few turns off a Longhorn standard. I feel first when you don't have a droop rule and you can kind of have your chain wherever you want, like it just changes. It just opens the door for so many other things you can do. Um, so many other things you can take advantage of, and I don't know. I just feel like the more diverse cars on the racetrack, the better the racing's going to be. If that makes sense. Like when you have a droop rule, everybody's got to stay real close to standard, or you just get outside that, and then everybody's such a good driver. Like you're just all in the same thing, kind
Right.
of deal. But I don't know. I think the racing was better a few years ago, if I'm being honest. But uh, the rule makers don't seem to think so. So it's
Don't
kind of
matter.
weird.
Right. We've had you on here about an hour. Boys, you got anything else for them while we got them on?
Good luck at
Yeah, so
Arizona.
kick
Thanks for
some
having me.
butt, man.
Is it
Good
is it
luck.
Arizona or New Mexico? It's New Mexico, right?
Arizona. It
Central
was New
Arizona
Mexico.
Speedway.
They moved it this year.
Oh, was that Votto last year?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that, I guess. Because when Parker
yeah.
said Arizona, I'm like, I thought it was in New Mexico. I didn't know they changed
I
that.
had to catch myself because I said Votto right away. Then I went,
Yeah,
shit. I'm like, no, it's Arizona this year.
I
So
did. I guess I didn't realize that. So this is back where, is this where you almost won that race a few years ago or no?
No, that was Votto.
You
That
led
was,
all them laps at Votto.
Yeah.
mhm.
Oh, okay.
That was
This
the
is where
first
you
year.
guys went
First year of Votto.
to
This
Wild
is
West, right?
Well, it's in Phoenix. It's the same area, but it's actually a
this
different
is
track.
yeah, this isn't where Parker and I would have gone that one year.
Oh, okay.
This place is
Gotcha.
actually kind of big. I think it's like a 410.
Oh, I did not
The
know that.
map it looks like a Cresco kind of
No.
size. Yeah,
well,
Yeah, buddy.
no bad luck.
Yeah.
No bad luck. Wish
yeah,
you
no
the
bad
best
luck.
and yeah, safe travels and we'll be watching.
Thanks, guys.
All
Rock
right,
on.
buddy.
Thanks,
Thank you
buddy.
for your time.
Thanks for coming on.
Everybody, thanks for watching. Head on over, hit subscribe. JTR on Facebook. Go buy a t-shirt. Get him up and down the road. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.